What's up? Good to see you. First off, as always, all glory, honor, and praise to our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. We're just, wow, so thankful for the opportunity that we have. Thankful for our team and the way everybody came and battled. Each and every man in this room played a part in finishing this game the right way and putting us on the winning side. So excited to get a divisional win versus a really tough opponent. Colts are a great team. I'm proud of our guys for the way we came and battled and the way we won the game. We finished strong, man. It's our defense. They stood up and made a play. They were in the same position last week, fourth down. You got to make a play there. In the red zone, guys made a play. Offense had to go close it out. Knew we had to run the football there. They knew we were running the ball, and we did what we needed to do. I thought Woody, did an exceptional job there at the end of the game, closing it out, get the first down, and just the way he churned out yards, the way he protected the football, he did a great job all game. Yeah, it just goes to how we finish. I know I continue to say that, but that's the difference. We, protected the ball. We had the one turnover. Nobody blinked. We came back the next drive. We were able to go down and score. So everybody sees our team we have that true resolve. No one play is going to get us in the tank, and nobody's going down. Everybody understands it's a 60-minute battle each and every time we step out there, and we're playing full 60-minute games now. That's the difference. Yeah, I thought CJ did a really nice job coming back. We're missing a lot of time. I know some throws he would like to have back, but overall, I thought he managed the drives really well. We drove down. Of course, we want to score on some of those. We get down. We had to kick field goals, but overall, for him coming back, not having played in a few weeks here, thought he did a really nice job of if this is where he's starting, it's only up for him. So I'm excited to see how he continues to progress. Look, it took everybody defensively. I mean, they have great players. You talk about Pierce Pierce and Downs, two outstanding catches there, and Jonathan Taylor. I would say one of the guys I really love to watch. He's an outstanding player, outstanding back in his league. So I thought our guys did a good job up front, trying to bottle him up and stopping him as best as we could. Guys tackle well. They got a couple explosive plays on them, and that's what they've shown. They've done that. Really good players making good plays. But when it came down to it in the crunch time, third down, fourth down, that's where we were our best, and that's when we needed it. And that's what allowed us to be in the position we're in today, winning the game. Oh, yeah, it was a nice play. Nice play designed by Kaylee. Really, those guys worked that all week, and it was a really cool design, but better execution by the guys who were blocking for Nico to allow him to get in the end zone. So, Nico had a couple plays. Right? We tried to get him the ball a lot. He shows up anytime we need him. He shows up for us and make plays. That's what he's been doing. So excited to see, multiple guys. Higgins making plays, Nico, Hutch making a big play for us. We got a lot of different guys, a lot of young guys making plays for us. And that's team football. That's what it is about. We played complementary football. Our special teams felt like we covered much better today in our kickoff phase. We made some really nice plays, punt. We did just overall, that's what you hope to have happen, right? And that's what it takes in these divisional games, especially, all three phases are clicking, playing together. Everybody just remain disciplined, take it one at a time. That's our message. That's all we can control. We control. It's one game at a time. We took care of business here. Now it's on to the next one. I like that we're winning. That's the most important thing, right? I like that we're winning games, finding different ways to win games. That's what I like about our team. So you just build that confidence up, and whatever type of game that we're in, we can finish it the right way. Yeah, all our guys in the back end played great for us. I mean, Kamari, Stingley, Bullock, all the guys done a really good job in the back end. Petrie made a lot of plays on the football today. So it's never about just one guy. It's how all those guys play together. Yeah, you see the toughness that Woody and exhibits. Like he had a ton of carries in college. He's used to carrying the load, but he did an outstanding job of just pushing through. That's what you talk about, the injuries, the getting nicked up in the game, toughing it out, coming back, battling, and wanting the football at the end of the game to close it out. Like you can't say enough good things about Woody and how he's just grown, how he's done a great job throughout this entire year of carrying the football for us. Yeah, it's really the difference, and the key to me is just it's remaining focused, it's remaining locked in, no matter how critical that situation feels. It's going back to your discipline, your fundamentals, your technique, the communication, right? And it's not making the moment too big. It's being locked in the moment, executing, doing what you've been practicing, all week to do. And you're going out and you got to go make the plays, and that's what we're doing. We're making plays at the end to win. For me, man, it's continue to instill confidence in all our guys. I believe in each and every one of our players. I believe no matter what the situation is, we're going to put them in the tough spots because I know they can make the plays. I trust the training that they put in, the work that they put in behind the scenes. I know what they're capable of. And so I love these guys, trust what they're doing, and I'm proud to be their coach. All right, appreciate it, guys.
What's up? Um, yeah, I mean, there's always, that little thought in the back of your mind, like division opponent, it's a big win, big time game, good opponent. So, I just think in those moments, that's all week, but it's just your preparation, how you prepare. So, I thought, as a team, we prepared the right way, we practiced the right way. So, I think we went out there, execute at a high level. There's a lot of things we can clean up, but I thought for the most part we moved the ball, pretty well, and punched the ball in, in the end zone, twice there, and then getting good field goals and timely drives, I think was a good thing. So all that goes to the preparation. I think it shows that how we're three-phase team where our special teams is really good, defense is really good, offense is really good, and when one lacks, the other pick us up, and I just think it's super dope that we're able to encourage one another, good play, bad play, and then move on and see guys still make plays after things happen. So and I'm just super proud of these guys, and we got to just keep it rolling. Yeah, I definitely think the offense as a whole we gotten better. We found our identity, I feel, and I think we're starting to play well together. It's a lot of new guys playing together this year, so we're starting to get that chemistry down and that connection, and you can see it, playing and play out, and route detail and play calls and me getting the play in, organization of the formations and everything like that. So I think we're doing a better job at that, and then the execution has picked up. Yeah, Woody's a dog, man. I just, it's an honor to play with him, a blessing, and, I just, very happy, that he's on my team, and, I thought, our O-line did a really good job putting a hat on a hat and moving guys, and, Woody, Chubb did a really good job. So, it really starts with the run game. We got to be able to control the line of scrimmage and be able to run the ball. So I thought they did a good job at that. Yeah. I can't tell y'all. What do you think I told him? Maybe. I think the way Kale's called it, with play action, with us being able to run the ball early downs, in previous drives, and I think that just opens up the floodgates for that last drive, and then the toughness we have up front, with Jay, Ed, Big Trent, Ty, and Tay, our tight ends putting their hats in there. So I thought, and then, Woody taking care of what he has to do, take care of the ball, pushing forward, and our receivers as well. So, just all 11 guys, doing their job at the best of their ability and, trying to just, ice the game. And, it's always fun to do that. I would say, early on I was a little rusty. I thought, they really didn't give me like big plays, like they were taking a lot of that stuff away. So I thought I was very disciplined, check downs and, getting the ball to where it had to go. And then of course the interception sucked. I got to just take care of the ball and, put Hutch in a better spot and just flatten him out. But other than that, I thought I played really good. I thought, every opportunity I had, with the ball, I thought I, made the right decision. A couple plays I want back. But I thought, I did a really good job of, taking what the defense was giving me. I think the type of team we have, I don't have to be Superman all the time. And, I got to just do my job each and every play. And I'm not going to be perfect. I'm never going to be perfect. And I trust myself. I know my teammates trust me. And that's all that really matters. Yeah, I think winning on third down, being better on first and second down, and then, scoring touchdowns in the red zone is, that's really just the key to victory every week. If we want to win games, that's what we got to do. If we look back at some of those games, we were on the goal line in the red zone and not scoring touchdowns and settling for field goals. So, that's something that we just had to change. And I thought we've been able to do that the last couple of weeks. I thought, when Davis came in, he did a really good job at that. I thought the play calling, with the play and the routes we're doing has been great. Like, we had the one today. Guy knocked it down, but, like, Dalton wide open, you know what I'm saying? So things like that will start, to, like, come more and more evident, as we be able to run the ball down there and, be able to score touchdowns in the red zone is really key. Yeah, it takes a couple, like you get a little windy, a little tired because you ain't been out there in a minute. But I thought the first drive, we drove the ball down really good. Second drive, we had some penalties, got to fix that, our formations and stuff. And then after the turnover, I just got to take care of the ball. Like, that's plainly on me. I can't put my team in that position, and I got to be better there. But, I thought other than that, I thought, I put the ball in the right positions, thought I was accurate. And, I thought my O-line did a really good job of giving me opportunity, giving me time, to sit in there and, deal. So I thought route detail was great. Thought Hig played really good, and Nico and, the rest of the guys. So we just got to keep rolling.
I apologize. I was in talking to you.
It's all right.
Just, you guys are now finding ways to close out these wins that slipped away earlier this year. What's changed, and how good does this feel playing your best to try to close out this?
Yeah, like I just told them, it's just like, scoring the red zone is key, making 3, 7. And our defense has always held us up. So, like, I don't know, they always will say, they want to clean things up as well. But, like, as an offense, I think that's the key is, like, if we want to win games in the NFL, you got to score in the red zone, and I thought these last couple of games, our offense has been able to do that at a higher level. So, and even, like, today, like, even not, like, having a touchdown, it's not, like, super cool, but it's like we're driving the ball down, and then we're punching it in, and that's the best feeling in the world. So, as long as, we're doing our job that way, and if it takes 40 plays or it takes 2, like, it is what it is. So I think, just being on our P's and Q's and executing at a high level is why you see a little bit of difference. All right, thank you all.